a previous video, I said, is this the best small Android? Because it can do stuff like this to wife.
I want to speak to my husband.
You piss off.
Then I had 17 people yell at me in the comments saying, the Xiaomi 14 is the best small phone, you nut job. And so here it is. I've been on a quest for a while to find the best small Android phone because I like smaller phones. And I'm gonna compare them by living with them like a normal human. By the end of this video, we will know for sure which phone will be crowned the best small Android. The industry is moving towards bigger and bigger phones, and every small flagship seems to be getting axed, like the almighty Zenfone 10. Luckily, we have Xiaomi still dedicating resources to this small flagship device. By the way, the spec sheet on this guy is pretty nuts. Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, up to 16 gigabytes of RAM, 3 very good cameras with large sensors. You know, you got the solid Leica software magic in the camera app. Speaking of cameras, the cameras on this thing is actually the major mega standout feature. It's almost as if when you take a shot, it's almost as if the photo gets sent over to the servers in China. All right, fat baby, just stay there real quick.
Hey, yo, look at this. Someone took a photo of a fat baby from Australia.
Just wait.
Okay, sending back to his phone now.
That looks pretty good. Damn, these Leica filters are good. As well as a pretty smooth HyperOS. I think it's gonna do pretty well. Let's compare the real-world battery life, One UI versus HyperOS, cameras. Let's begin now. We are now both fully charged. Now, the thing is this baby is rocking the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. Unfortunately, in Australia, we get the Exynos crap house chip here. Let's see, so this has a smaller battery, sitting at 4,000 milliamp hours, and this has a 4,610 milliamp hour battery with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. So let's just see how much gangster this battery is gonna be. It's not doing anything else. Yes, my love. Okay. All right, so the plan is to go buy some eggs so that we can make gingerbread man so that we can take it out to the picnic. Does that sound like a good plan, Joy? Okay. Right off the bat, the Xiaomi 14 is a slightly larger phone compared to the S24. Even though the S24 looks better on most angles, the Xiaomi 14 feels a lot more substantial in the hand. All right, I'm now filming on my S24 using the Blackmagic camera app, and I'm going out to do some errands whilst my fat baby's asleep. Just a quick battery update. We got 83%, a total of 1 hour and 26 minutes of screen on time. S24, 73% with only 53 minutes of screen on time. All right, guys, I just wanted to add some thoughts as I'm watching these clips. The standard camera app, I prefer the Xiaomi 14 over the Samsung. The Samsung does too much. It just does too much with HDR and all this tone mapping crap. And the Xiaomi feels a bit more natural, which I like. So I did some shopping, and by 2 p.m, the battery difference was just increasing in the Xiaomi's favor. Got home and made some gingerbread man biscuits with the girls to take to the picnic. It took me so long to get the kids ready to come out that it's actually dark outside. Let's test the low light photography capabilities of these cameras. The Xiaomi is a clear winner for low light, but it's saying that it's still crap. Everything just looks like a mush. The iPhone 15 Pro is miles ahead. And I know the 15 Pro is in a different league, like it should be compared with the S24 Ultra, but I prefer smaller phones. So naturally, if you want to get a good low light video small camera, the 15 Pro is the best out of the bunch. All right, it's almost the end of the day, and let's do a final battery check, and I'm not going to do any more after this, okay? 49% on the Xiaomi with 2 hours and 27, and 22% on the S24 with 2 hours and 7 minutes. So this is crap house. All right, now that I lived a solid 2 weeks with this Xiaomi and then a whole week with these phones together, I have some thoughts. I now have a definitive answer on which phone receives this crown. This is the crown for the best small phone. Let's go over what I love about this Xiaomi over this S24, okay? First thing is build quality. Which phone do I like looking at? I prefer looking at this guy. It's just cleaner. Look at the back, it's cleaner. I love the matte sides, matte back. The front bezels are like tiny. The hole punch, oh my goodness, that's the smallest hole punch I've ever seen in my life. The next thing that I like about this Xiaomi is the cameras. You take a photo, you wait a second, it's like boom, it turns into like it's like almost as if it sent the photo over to China and these guys in China started applying filters on Lightroom and sent it back to your phone. That's what it feels like. It's like really heavily processed, but it's processed in a very nice way. It reminds me of this camera because this camera does processing inside. So I shoot JPEG, so when I take a photo, it applies like this film emulation thing to it. And Leica does something similar to this phone, which I absolutely love. When it comes to photography, the Xiaomi has won my heart. In fact, it's probably one of my favorite phone photography cameras in terms of fun. I think if you put it toe-to-toe with the iPhone and the Pixel or the S24 Ultra, it might have it beat when pixel peeping. But the Xiaomi has a way of making the whole experience really fun with these baked-in Leica looks and these master lens set things they got going. I fell in love snapping with this thing. Now, battery life, bruh, you've seen the day in the life. Really reminds me of the S24 Ultra, which was impossible to kill. I think the good stuff kind of ends there. I did say that the good stuff ends there. No, where's my Xiaomi? There's one thing that's huge. I would have got destroyed if I forgot this. Woo! Fast charging. This is not called fast charging. It's called boost charging. Do you know why? Because it's effing fast. Okay, so we're gonna leave in 10 minutes. This has a crazy boost charging thing, which I've actually never tried. So I took out that boost charger thingamajig, which isn't that bad. It's just slightly bigger brick. So let's just plug them in and see what happens. Sorry, the Samsung wasn't on 0, it was on 17%. And the Xiaomi is on 0. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna make another whole video about this phone. Okay, now the S24 I have officially given away, by the way. Follow me on Instagram for more giveaways like this. So some lucky dude has literally won this phone. I'm sorry, I haven't sent it yet because I wanted to send it after I completely finished this video. Now, this one I ain't giving away. 2 reasons. The first one is the cameras. And the reason number 2 is the ability to just top this guy up super quick. I actually don't turn this phone off. This phone is just on somewhere on my table, whatever. And then my mum is like, hey, come over for a barbecue. We're gonna do like a barbecue outside, bring the kids. I'm like, sweet. So I wanna bring this to take photos, but it's like 10%. Shove it on the frickin' boost fast charger thingamajigger. Had like 70% before we walked out. That is insane. And my second review is purely gonna be about how this has become my go-to camera. Back to the video. Now, switching over to the S24 and what I enjoyed this for. First of all, One UI is just a more polished skin, Android skin, than HyperOS. When you put down the search for Spotlight, it has ads. And there's no way to turn these ads off. You can turn off the search thing, right? But I like having Spotlight, and that's just not on, man. Little things like when you're putting your kids to sleep, right? And you're sneakily trying to use your phone under the pillow or under the blanket, okay? You just pull this down and there's this thing called extra dim, and it just dims the shat out of your screen so that your kids don't know you're on the phone, okay? Very nice feature for parents, okay? The Xiaomi doesn't have that. Let me know in the comments if there is, but I looked everywhere and I couldn't find it, okay? So you can get around that by downloading an app. But how annoying is that? You download the app, you open it, you gotta press it, and then it kind of dims everything. But then as soon as you pull down Control Center, it's like not dimmed. I'm sure there's another app for it, but the fact that it's not native, that's annoying. You go into widgets, and the widgets, you can search them, and they look presentable, you know? Like you can scroll through, open the calendar, have a look at the different calendar options. Let me show you the widget thing on the freaking Xiaomi. First of all, you can get to the widget thing by just doing that, which is pretty cool. And you press this widget button, and these are the Xiaomi widgets, right? So you don't have all the Android widgets. Found out I had to install like an update, and so you can click on that. Then you got to click on Android widgets, and now here you got all the Android widgets. But look how flimsy! What is this, man? This looks like ass, bro. What's going on here? You can't even search. Things like that, you know what I mean? Like, it's the details. Like on the surface, it looks great. Let me delete an app. Let me show you how freaking cool it looks. When I delete an app, it looks and feels mad. Look, check this out. You ready? Did you hear that? You can do this, and you can select multiple apps, and then you can delete it. This is gonna be cool. Watch this, watch this. You see that? I mean, it lagged a bit, but that was pretty cool. The always on display is much nicer than this. I don't know what's going on here. A big one, which you use about 6,000 times a day, is the unlock feature, okay? So when you touch it a little bit, can you see how it gets bright? So it could see and then unlock the phone. That's how it's reading my fingerprint. This one doesn't. You just press it and it just opens without lighting up. Do you know how?
How?
It uses sound. So it shoots sound into your finger grooves and it creates a 3D map of your fingerprint and unlocks. And it's actually faster than this. I'll show you. Watch this. Ha-boom! It wasn't faster. The reason why this is such a big deal for me is because when I'm sneakily trying to unlock my phone under the blanket, it's like a flashbang. And so when I'm putting the kids to sleep, I actually take my Samsung. I like One UI better, but I like how this feels better, but I like how this looks better. So it's like, which phone is the better small phone? I'm gonna give this crown to something, but I wanna sleep on it. And I'll get back to you tomorrow morning and I'm gonna crown the winner. It's gonna be cool, it's gonna be morning, watch this, magic. Good morning, human beings. All right, guys, I slept on it and I now have a definitive answer.
No.
On which small Android phone is the best?
I think you forgot one, Sam. Got a meeting run too. Catch up.
Bro, Lachlan. What's this? Oh, Pixel 9.